Hello and welcome back. In this practical walkthrough, we are going to build the remoting server. So the remoting server has got a form, as you can see here, form 1 if you double click, and this is the form 1 remoting server. So the remoting server form will be blank. So the first thing we need is to insert a form shown event handler. So first you click on the form for this form 1 and head over to the events button and scroll down and click on the shown. Double click on it. So now it has got a form shown event handler. And the next thing to do is to insert a reference to the remoting interface.dll. So let's save this first. Let's come back to the form. Okay, so this remoting server depends on this DLL. So we need to add the reference to it. So to add the reference to it, we notice there's a reference folder here. So for this remoting server, so right click on this one, and then under there, select add reference. And under here, scroll down to the projects tab, the projects drop down, expand this, and then here look for remoting interface and check on this. After you have checked on this, click OK. So now you're able to make use of this DLL inside this project. That's the meaning of reference. So once you have added that, you'll be able to use this DLL inside your code. So let's head back to the code. You can select the form, make sure you're on the right form. So to make sure you're in the right form, you must go back to your remoting server and double click on the form so that you get the right form and not confused with the other one. The other one is your client. This is your server. So to view the source code, right click and then select view code. So far we have already got one event handler. Now we can make use of the remoting interface because we already added the reference here. So how do we make use of it? Very easy, just go up here and select and click and type using remoting, and you can see the IntelliSense popping up. Double click on this and semicolon. So once you insert this using directive, this using library, you can make use of remoting interface library. So this is a remoting interface that comes from here, because we added a reference to it. So now we can make use of it inside here. So after that, go and download a file from this resource section for this code. This is the file. So what we do now is we can copy everything from the top here. Right click copy and overwrite everything from here. Delete and overwrite, paste here. Those are the libraries we'll be using. You can do the same for the rest of the code. So now, since we already added the form 1 shown, we can now copy everything and overwrite this. So the name of this class is form 1. So we delete all this first. And then we take the code from our file. The entire form 1 class from here to here. Copy that and paste it in here. So now let me explain the code. Let's click save. So when this okay, you notice TCP channel. TCP channel is underlined in red. That means we have not inserted a library for this. Although we use it here, but this we have not added the reference to this. That's why it's underlined. So this one, TCP, comes from this library, System Runtime Remoting. So to add that library, we go to this project, Remoting Server, go to the reference for it, and then right click on the reference, add reference, and then here go up to assemblies. So the difference between project and assemblies is that projects are those coming from the same solution, the same project that you're doing now. And then assemblies are those which are provided to you by the Visual Studio C#. So these are all the available assemblies. So the one that we want is system runtime remoting. So scroll down and look for system runtime remoting. Here, this is the one. And then click on the checkbox here, system runtime remoting. Click OK, and then your error will go away. See that? And now this error also goes away. Alright, so now when this form1 is being shown, it will trigger the event handler over here, form1 shown. So the first thing it does is hide this form. So we forgot to hide the form, so let's do that now. Because this is a server, it runs on the victim machine, so it has to be invisible. So we have to hide this form as well as make its opacity 0. So to make its opacity 0, you go to the remoting server, double click the form, this form, and then go to the properties here, and under opacity, set it to 0. Hit enter. So now when this server runs, it will be invisible and also will not show in the taskbar. So it's invisible because opacity is 0, and it will not show in the taskbar because you are hiding it here. This dot hide. Next, we declare a TCP channel. TCP channel is the communication channel that is used by .NET remoting. And here we set the port to be 7777. You can use other ports if you want, but for this demonstration we will stick with 7777. Make sure this port is not being used by any other services. You can do that by going to command prompt and then type the command netstat spacebar -tn and confirm that port 7777 is not being used. As you can see, there is no 7777, so we can safely use it over here for our project. And then if it's a production environment, that means if you are going to deploy this, you should not use 7777. You should use something more discrete. For example, port 8080. Port 80 is a web service, so there is nothing suspicious about that. But for learning purposes and demonstration, we use 7777. After that, you will register this 777 using the channel service method, register channel, and then provide the name of the channel called chan for channel. And then next you will register this service with the .NET remoting. So this is how we do it: remoting configuration dot register when on service, and the type of is desktop server. So the type of is called desktop server, and this desktop server is defined down here. So this is the service that you are going to offer to your client. That's why you put it here, so that your client can refer to this service later on when they need it. So down here, we specify the desktop server as inherited. The desktop server inherits Marshall by reference object and also desktop interface. This is a symbol for inheritance. In object-oriented programming like C# or even Java and C++, we have a concept called inheritance. Inheritance is where you inherit the characteristics of other classes. So in this case, you want to be able to, this class to have the capability of being able to be used remotely from another remote location, another remote program. So you need to inherit this class. So you inherit this class by putting a colon here. So once you inherit this class, this desktop server class has the ability to be called remotely. So this is a powerful thing here, Marshall by reference object. And then the second thing you are going to inherit is desktop interface, which you define in your remoting interface. So if you go back to your remoting interface, you will see that you are inheriting this interface. So once you inherit this interface, you are able to make use of these methods which you advertise here. So that is the meaning of an interface. Interface is as a interface